with you through the use of my Shine from the Inside Oracle cards. I'm going to pull a card this week with the intention that we receive the message we need most for this upcoming week on self-love. We all know Valentine's Day can spark that feeling of love and romance, but the real truth is that self-love is the most important relationship you will ever have. So with it being the 5-year anniversary coming up for the Shine from the Inside Oracle on Valentine's Day of all days. Can you believe it? I thought it would be so fun to pull some cards to kind of get into that spirit of what does self-love look like for the month of February. You know, we are in Aquarius season, which I am married to one. He happens to turn 43 on Friday. So everyone send, hey, it's Carmichael, some love over on IG on Friday. We are celebrating this Aquarian who really does have that avant-garde freak flag that he has no qualms waving about. And that's what I love so much about Aquarius energy is that it gives us permission, hey, to believe in yourself and unleash your inner unicorn. That's like the ultimate Aquarian card. It's someone who thinks outside the box, but cares about all involved. So it's like this beautiful balance of I'm not going to be held back by other people's opinions, but I do care about how this impacts other people. And that is what the humanitarian energy from Aquarius is going to pull up from you this month. And also Jupiter went direct yesterday. So in Gemini, so we're going to have our thoughtware upgraded. We're going to be thinking differently. Our thoughts are going to be basically flowing in abundance. The ideas, you'll probably have more sparks of creative inspiration that come through. And also your abundance, all the seeds that you've been planting since Jupiter has been retrograde, all the investments that you made are going to come back into your life. So this is a really amazing month of things moving forward. The energy finally moving forward. Like we're like new year, new energy, but not yet. So now is going to be that time, especially when we look at February 23rd. That's when Mars goes direct. So our action taking, leadership, all that fiery energy that is of our masculine side will finally come back online where we're ready to make those bold moves. So all the things you've been dreaming of and ideas you've been conjuring and like holding in the womb space for creative processing, when Mars goes direct the 23rd of February, you're going to see so much momentum moving forward. And get this, I always plan my goddess retreats with the moon. And this year in particular, I was thinking about the energy and the momentum moving forward. So not only, get this, y'all, wow, big celebration. 5 years ago, this next week, is when I hosted my first goddess retreat in Florida, which we're going back to the same beach, a little bit further down 30A because we've upgraded and we're in the most expensive, ridiculous, biggest house ever. But 5 years ago to the day is when I hosted my first goddess retreat. 5 years ago, Valentine's Day is when the Shine from the Inside Oracle launched. And get this, that's when everything shut down. Think about it. February 2020, everything was closing down. And I had just hosted my first goddess retreat and we were giving all the women the tools to heal, to self-love. And this Oracle deck came out. I was literally able to gift all the women in their goodie bags their very own copy of the Shine from the Inside. And it wasn't until everything shut down that I'm able to look back and realize like I gave these women the tools that they needed to be able to maintain and heal through a lot of what we all experienced. We didn't know we were getting ourselves into. So with that same theme and energy in mind, we're going back to Destin 5 years to the date, but this time I'm doing it paired with Mars going direct the day that they all get home from the retreat, so that they're going to come and learn all the tools, create that 7 days of luxurious sanctuary healing and sisterhood, connection, creativity, fun, play, like inner child healing, all the fun stuff. But then as soon as they go home from the retreat, boom, Mars goes direct and all the energy will start moving forward. So I'm just saying that February is going to finally feel like we're dusting off the like old yuck and we are getting the wheels turning. So I'm kind of curious, do you feel that energy coming up for you already now that we've got some planets moving forward? I'm just going to say hello. Who did you publish your deck with? I am self-published, so me, which is awesome. Because here's the thing, let's talk about that. I coach a lot of people in creating their own deck. And for me, just like when I opened my hair salon, I started looking at other salons. They're like, we'll take 60%. Like, no, I would rather do the work and get paid. And so I took the same entrepreneurial, like, I'm going to just do it myself approach to my Oracle deck. Is it the best move for everyone? No. But I'm a Libra and I'm social and I'm willing to talk about it, promote it, and say hello, like get it out into the world. Do I wish it was out even more and had like 75 people? Like passing them out to all the different woo-woo shops? Yes. And we will get there. But for me, I've always just been someone who is willing to do the work and put in the effort and learn the new skills and all of that, which I just did a live with my friend Pamela Chin and Alex, who created the Galactic Star Tarot. And we talked about what it takes to create an oracle deck. And it's not just a good idea. It takes tenacity and courage and grit, because you're going to have 75 things that go wrong when you're creating a physical product and you're putting this message and co-creating with spirit out into the world. So you have to be very flexible. So I'm self-published. And that is why, because I like to be in control of every step of the process. Hello, control freak issues. You'd think I was a Taurus or a Cap. Okay, but I'm not. Okay, I'm just going to check in, say hello. Hi, Tamlin. Hey, Leanne. It's so good to see everyone live. I just freaking love you guys so much. So I'm going to pull some oracle cards with the intention that we receive the self-love message we need. Let's just say for the whole month of February, as like, let's set the tone. I am heading out of town to get our party started for the Goddess Retreat next Wednesday, which is the full moon in Leo. I would love to jump on live. So I think if I'm saying this now, and it's probably the craziest, most ridiculous thing ever, but I should have all my stuff packed and ready to go for the Goddess Retreat. I should be able to get on live and join you exactly on the full moon. Normally we're doing our goddess gatherings, but since we're heading out to Florida for the Goddess Retreat, kind of need to focus. So I will set the tone that this just embodies all of the self-love energy that we need for February. Now, release self-doubt, let go of fear. I think we're headed in the right direction with this message. Now, I'm thinking about all that is to come. Full moon and Leo. This is going to shine a light on some of the areas where you've been holding yourself back and not playing big, not being bold, not taking center stage in your life. So with Aquarian energy paired with that opposite full moon in Leo, I really feel like this is going to be a wake up and a shake up to that authentic part of yourself that's been asking for creative expression, but you've been holding back because of the stories or the beliefs that it's not possible, or who are they going to judge you and this and that. And, will they make fun of me if I finally be myself and do that weird thing? Like, probably, but they're already making fun of you. So you might as well do what feels good for you. All right. Oh, shout out to my Aquarian friend. Kat's in the house. Hello, Sichi. Love you guys so much. Let's see. I have a headache all day. I need me some self-love. Yes, that's probably due to a little overthinking is sometimes what happens when our thoughts are just on repeat and don't actually turn off the computer hardware. Oh, so good to see you guys. All right, let's set the intention. We're going to receive the message we need for February. Self-love, pour into ourselves this month, allow our authentic self to be expressed and to be seen, to be true to ourselves. All right, what do we need to know? I'm going to pull 3 cards from the Shine from the Inside Oracle. And while I'm doing that, if you're an Aquarius, drop your emoji in the chat. Let us know so we can celebrate you this season. And what have you committed to this year? This is what I'm curious about. What have you committed to this year to show up differently for yourself? Like, is there a new habit that you've been working on? Is there a self-care ritual that you've been incorporating into your daily routine? Like, drop that in the chat below. All right, let's see what comes up for self-love in February. They're telling me patience right now. Okay, thank you. I'm like, why are you taking so long? All right, we got our first card, and let's pull 2 more. Woo! There's 2 more. I can see them. I don't want to look. Okay. I like to keep it fun and playful. I like it to be surprising. One time, being married to a hypnotist is always very interesting. And I'll share this really quick story before I give you what cards came up. One time, Chris and I did an Akashic Records hypnosis exercise where he took me to go see the Akashic Records, find out any information I wanted to know. And I get to the cabin where the Akashic Records are, like in all of this, whatever. And I walk up to the book and I can see it. It's open. It's like ready for me to go look at it and see all the information that's ever been recorded of all time. I walk up right to the Akashic Records and I close the book. And I'm like witnessing myself, like, why did I do that? And when I came back out of the hypnosis session, Chris said, so what did you learn? What information did you discover? I said, I closed the book. And he said, why? I said, because I didn't want to know. He said, what do you mean? I said I wanted to be surprised. When I closed the book, I said, I don't want to know. I'd like to be surprised. Like, that's the whole point. That's the fun of it. That's why we have amnesia when we incarnate. So I share that with you because sometimes not knowing is the most fun. But for control freaks or people who have had trauma, not to just lightly label you that, but it's usually we've had trauma in the past. So we like to have a sense of control and safety, right? It's a protection mechanism. It's not something to take lightly, but it is something to recognize. So when we allow ourselves to let go of control and relax into flow, which is a whole card in the Oracle deck, it gives the universe opportunity to surprise you with the miracles that are meant for you. But when we are in control freak mode, we say, no, our life has to unfold exactly this way, just like that. And no other opportunity or room for like anything different outside of my control and my knowing. But that's not how the universe works to bring you miracles. So if you want to be miracle minded, if you want to be someone who opens themselves up to receive these amazing manifestations, then it starts with your receptivity. You're being able to feel safe enough to say, I trust this process. I trust that I'm going to let my walls down and allow for the universe to bring me like what is in alignment with what I'm asking for. And if you don't like what the universe is bringing you, then you have to change your alignment. You have to grow and shift and heal and change the belief and the mindset and what you're actually focusing on. It really is that simple. Change what you focus on, and the things that are being reflected back to you in your physical reality will change as well. Okay, I'm an Aquarius moon. Does that count? Oh my gosh, Aquarius moon, girl. That's interesting because that's like the part of yourself, you know, your moon is your shadow side. So for you, you being a Taurus with an Aquarian moon, it just shows me that you have this beautiful radiant light that you can attract and magnetize people with, but you also have to give yourself permission to allow others to see who you really are beneath the surface. I think that the Taurus is the surface level and it's like, look, I'm sparkly and pretty and fun. But the Aquarius moon is saying like, but I actually am soulful and deep and I have a lot of wisdom to share. So I think it's you getting over your own hang up about sharing your knowledge and your unique perspective. All right, carrying on. I'm going to read these 3 cards. So much love to you. Tamla, we had our one-on-one this week. So there's just a lot of energy coming through for you. The first card that comes up though is journal it out, write how you feel, and drop some hearts in the chat. So I know that you guys are alive. I feel like I'm staring at a screen and I need to know that we're here. We're making some sparkle magic. Since I can't see y'all sparkle magic, go ahead and drop me some hearts. Let me know you guys are here. Leo rising too. Okay. There's just, we'll talk. Okay. So write out your feelings, journal it out, write how you feel. This is a really funny card when I was developing Shine School, which is my signature self-love program. I was creating all the tools and the lessons that have helped me to overcome my fear and trauma and doubts and my own criticism and how to be my own bestie and manifest my soul purpose. But I was asking all of my hair clients that I've had for the last 2 decades, like, what do you do for self-love? What are tools that you use for healing and self-care? And I asked one of my clients, I'll never forget, I said, do you journal? She's like, oh no, I hate journaling. No way. I was like, module number 1, journaling. Because when we get out of our head and onto paper, it allows this space and a disconnect of the energetic tie to all the feelings and the thoughts. So if you've been having overwhelming, negative, anxious, fearful thoughts and you write it down on paper, you feel like this, you feel a weight off of you. This is why we do my famous burn the bullshit ritual at every full moon circle and every goddess retreat. And hell, if you hang out with me, we're probably burning some bullshit, okay? Because when we get our thoughts out of our head and onto paper, it takes that energetic like space it was using in your mind and it clears it and opens it for you to receive the creative solution to those problems that your mind is holding on to. So not only is it about the overthinking and the worrying, but it is also other feelings, anger, guilt, shame. All of those things need space to be expressed. And so many of us hold it in really tight, and journaling allows us the opportunity to literally express that energy. So I would recommend, if you don't have a regular journaling practice, the way that I do it is I pull a card every morning from my Oracle deck or from my tarot deck, and I write down the name of the card and I just write, how am I feeling today? Like, what does this mean for me? What are maybe some key words that are coming up? I think I write about anything that I'm thinking about, any thoughts that are coming through, or like, I can't stop thinking about, I need to reach out to this person. And I write a little bit of gratitude. I'm so grateful for this day because I know I'm about to have lunch with a friend, or it's Chris's birthday, or, you know, I just write down things that I'm already anticipating to be grateful for the day. And sometimes I like to check in with my mood. Like, how am I feeling today? And I'll write that down. So if you are someone who gets stuck on journaling, because I know that when I was creating Shine School and I put in the lesson on journaling, I could already hear everyone being like, I don't know how, I don't know what to do. So many of us are perfectionists. This is why we need journaling, is you just start. My first recommendation is just scribble on the paper and rip it and tear it and fuck it up so that you can already get over that. Like, but I don't know what to write. What if I mess it up? There's no wrong way to journal except not journal. That's the only wrong way you could do it. Do you have your own deck? Yes, I do. Manifesting with Miranda, that the deck that we are pulling cards from, the Shine from the Inside Oracle, is my deck that I have created. All about self-love and empowerment. Okay, so journal it out, write how you feel. It is also so fun to go back and read old ones to remember magical moments. Yes, Nikki. Oh my God. Nikki is the ultimate journaler. She's got all the colored pens and the things, and then she came to the couples retreat and her journal was real pretty compared to all of ours. Like, so beautiful. Kat says, I love journaling. I need that girl to, yes, yes, yes. Especially because it is our 5-year anniversary on Valentine's Day. So you guys are going to have to show her some love and spread that sparkle magic. Okay, you guys, I love how talkative you are. Thank you. I just needed to wake y'all up. Like, open throat chakra, please. Like, I don't want to just talk to a screen. Finally back live, y'all. Leanne says, write from your heart. Just go for it. Nothing is right or wrong when it's what you need to get out. Oh, yes, so good. So get yourself a journal, get yourself a piece of paper, just start writing your thoughts down. Even if you're like, I don't want to write about my feelings. Fuck you, Brit. I get that. And I respect that. I honor that. But here's what you do need to do is you need to write down your thoughts. If you don't want to write down your feelings, you need to write down your thoughts, because we need to just create space, because when we're overthinking, it can not create space for us to come up with a positive solution. Hello, Miss Krista. So good to see you. Okay. Speaking of making space for our thoughts, keep your thoughts positive is the card that comes up for self-love in the month of February. This is all about how we treat ourselves on the inside. You are only as strong as your self-talk. So when this card comes up, journal it out, write how you feel, and keep your thoughts positive, y'all. This is an overhaul on what's going on internally in our emotional system, our energetic system. So this is definitely a call to, how do we speak to ourselves? How do we treat ourselves? What are the stories that we're telling ourselves? I'm not good enough. I'm crazy. I'm not smart enough. I'm too fat. I'm not pretty enough. I'll never be capable or confident to do those things. Like, what is that story that you're telling yourself? Because this month is definitely one to highlight the relationship that you have to yourself, the thoughts that you're creating, especially with the card, keep your thoughts positive coming up. It is showing me that how you treat yourself is how you're inviting the universe to treat you. And when we create this ripple effect of how we treat ourselves and how other people, we attract those people into our life, it kind of creates like a signal and a blueprint to the universe to say, okay, this is what they want. This is what they're calling in. Let's keep that cycle going. And it's a lot harder to break that cycle. So if you start to recognize, like, I don't like the way I'm treating myself right now, you can break that cycle now before you basically embed that into a belief system. So wherever you have been holding some negative thoughts or some doubts or some fears, this is your mind's really not convenient way of showing you where you are stuck, what story you're trapped on. And as we shift the story into something more positive and more empowering by saying, okay, I recognize I'm having these negative thoughts that say I can't do this, or I'm not this, or you know the story probably pretty well because it's on repeat. Then we have to be able to reframe those thoughts into something positive. So you guys know my story of my thought was I'm fat, and I said cancel that and changed it to I'm beautiful. And that was the story that I had to reframe over and over and over again. So I want you to think about, what is that negative story you tell yourself, and what empowering message are we going to give ourselves in exchange for the negative thoughts that we have been on repeat. Okay. Leanne says, if anything negative creeps in, I've now taken to writing down something positive about myself to kick my own ass. You know what? That is literally putting the two together. When you have a negative thought, solidify the positive and reframe by actually writing down what you do want. So I think that's a really like next level. That's one of our elevators in the club. That is an elevated approach to really learning how to reframe and rewire the subconscious mind. That's so beautiful, Leanne. Thank you so much for sharing that. Okay, so the last card for February for self-love, what we can focus on, is your thoughts create your reality. Look at this, y'all. This is exactly what I was just talking about, is the thoughts that we think, the stories that we tell ourselves are going to be a direct reflection of what we experience in our external world. So how you feel on the inside is how you're going to attract on the outside. If you don't like what you're seeing, this is my favorite card about manifestation. If you don't like what you're seeing in your crystal ball, AKA your life, then that is your responsibility, the ability to respond to how you're thinking. You guys see the correlation here? So the way that you respond, how you respond to your own thoughts, the things that you create on the inside are going to be what responds back to you. And so this is a call to say, keep your thoughts positive, because what you're thinking is attracting to you into your life. And this is how we're going to keep our thoughts positive. We're going to write about how we feel, because if we don't know how we're feeling, we're subconsciously and unconsciously attracting those feelings that we're rooted in. And for the most part, most of us aren't programmed to live in flow and abundance and love and joy. We came that way. That is our hardwired blueprint, but we've been hardened over time. Cultural programming and television has truly created the vision that we now project onto what we think is perfect and how we're supposed to be. So I would say that the month of February is a time for you to get clear on how you feel, eliminate those negative feelings by burning the bullshit, clearing out those negative thoughts, because this is going to set the tone for what you attract into your life. And then once you realize, just like a garden, you've got weeds. If there are weeds in your garden of thought, then pluck those weeds and let them go. Burn the bullshit, let go of those thoughts so that you can make room for the manifestations of what you truly do want, not of the fears that you don't. Because you're going to manifest either one you focus on. So you might as well focus on the good stuff, right? So Leanne says, boom. I know if I had a mic, I would drop it, but they're expensive and I'd have it plugged into the camera. So it's fine. So this month is definitely a self-love month of reflection on how you feel on the inside so that you can attract new opportunities on the outside. And with Jupiter already going direct and Mars going direct later this month, you're going to see that influx of change and opportunity start making its way back into your life. So this is definitely a month to be open to receive. And the only way that we can do that is to put ourselves in a state of receptivity. And that starts with giving our self-love first. So I challenge you. I'm working with one of my one-on-one coaching clients, and we came up with this idea called Power 30. And it's to create a healthy habit for the month. And we're only 5 days into the month, and it's a shorter month. So let's just jump on the train. If you've been wanting to build a healthy habit, why not try our Power 30? This is what my one-on-one coaching client and I cultivated and created for her to create that consistency in her self-care. And so what that is 10 minutes. We picked 3 things to focus on. And what we did is we went through the life inventory of what area of my life needs the most attention. And if you struggle with that, you can either get you can download my 44-page authentically aligned goal setting guidebook that has all of the exercises on life inventory. We did a full masterclass last Sunday live. The replay's up. So if you want to check that, we walk through finding where are you leaking energy in your life, and we figure out those 3 categories so that we can make our focus and our goals around those 3 things to lift up that energy in our life. And so we picked 3 different areas in her life around body and home and home and voice, and like being able to sing and express, like create. And so I'm like, gosh, I lost my voice in that one. And so we picked 3 of those things that we wanted to focus on. And so for 10 minutes, back to back, we focus on those 3 things: 10 minutes of body, 10 minutes of voice, 10 minutes of like clearing out things in the home or focusing on something in the home. So I want you to think about what are 3 areas that you need to improve in your life around self-love, just filling your cup back up, and then focus 10 minutes per each thing. That's 30 minutes a day. I guarantee you're going to build the most healthy habit by the end of the month by pouring into yourself. And those 3 things can change every day, just as long as they're within the alignment. That's why we have authentically aligned goals, because it's not just like one direct shot. Is it in alignment with the energy and the feeling we're trying to get out of it? So pick 3 categories and then do something for those 3 categories, 10 minutes back to back for 30 minutes every day. Power 30. You're welcome. free one-on-one coaching right there. Okay, anything else? And come along and join us in the Elevated Live each month for live masterclasses. Yes, I highly recommend if you've been looking for a coach or two coaches, because Chris and I both teach in there. So you get the masculine and the feminine, logical and woo-woo approach. This is probably the cheapest thing that we offer, and it is the most transformative besides the in-person retreats. That's just life-changing. But every single month for 90 minutes, Chris and I join you for coaching, guided hypnosis sessions, and we walk you through a different framework from different topics like success or balance or focus or time management. We cover things on how to tap into your intuition, how to overcome sexual trauma. There's not a topic we haven't covered in the last 7 years that we've been running the Elevated Life Club. It's one of our favorite things. So if you're looking for community, coaching, and consistency for that accountability, then definitely come join us. It's $47 a month. Come hang out. Totally amazing right now. Okay, what else? Any questions you guys have? Thank you guys for being here. This has been so fun. Getting to join you. I was here live last week, and I was saying that it's been a long time since I've been live, but I am ready to get back into the groove of things. However, I am headed next week. Here's my accountability, y'all. I'm gonna go live, even if it's from the car while we are driving to our first destination on our trip to get out to Florida for the Goddess Retreat. I'm gonna go live since it is a full moon in Leo. We can't miss it, and that'll help me to stay consistent, because how easy is it for us to fall off the bandwagon? And I gave myself, I've done Woo Woo Wednesday live for over 8-9 years. Like, I think this will be year 9. This is crazy. I've done it every single Wednesday for almost the last decade. In the last year or so, especially after losing my animals, my dad and like going through grief, I finally gave myself permission to, like, maybe I don't have to show up live every single week. But you know what? I freaking missed it. And so now I'm back, ready to share. Chris and I have even been talking about how we're going to come back with a whole new live series for the Elevated Life. The podcast has been on pause for a little while we've been thinking up new ways to serve. In fact, we've got a whole new system for the Elevated Life Club that we're about to announce to our members, so that they can get even more accountability, more support. Oh, so good. And take all the overwhelm out of it. So this has been so much fun. Thank you so much for being here. If you know a soul sister who would love this message, please share, tag them, like, comment, subscribe, do all the things that you millennials know how to do to get this positive message and sparkle magic out into the world. And thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you. Wednesday is how I'm feeling. Sending you all so much love and sparkle magic for the most beautiful February Aquarian season, moving into Pisces, so that we give ourselves permission to be authentic, to express our creativity, and no longer care about what other people think, because we finally have those positive thoughts about ourselves. We believe in ourselves. We love ourselves. We do all those things that feel good. Oh, that's the kind of month I'm calling in. All right. Until then, I will catch you guys next week, and I will be celebrating our 5-year Shine from the Inside Oracle anniversary on Valentine's Day with you. We've got a big giveaway coming up, and I can't wait to surprise you with it. Until then, peace. Bye.